Welcome to a 2v2 on Road to Kharkov. This game is going to be Silencer and Hitler brings the dope shit versus Dene and RsvT. Going to see mixed axis versus double Soviets. Double Soviets in the good spawn, mixed axis in the bad spawn, so could be a pretty even game, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I think about the balance sometimes. Double Soviets seems pretty tough. I think my knowledge of 2v2 balance is pretty much just... I have none. I have no idea. So, mixed axis should be pretty strong. They do have the bad spawn though. Double Soviets also should be pretty strong. We're gonna see Stern Pioneers heading south. Hard south. Try and harass this fuel in the very, very early game. If they make it to that green cover position, they might be able to maybe win this engagement. Conscripts are actually backpedaling away from those Sturms during that burst. Not sure if they needed to do that to win this engagement. That actually allowed the Sturm Pilots to close the distance and get a full burst off on them while still having 4 men remaining. So they got a free, forced a free retreat right there. I think the conscripts should have just held still in that engagement, and they probably would have killed one of those Sturm Pile models on the approach and helped them win that engagement without taking so much bleed. But it obviously makes no real difference. The engagement is won. Stern Pioneers retreating. Force 1 retreat in exchange. And allies will be able to get control of the left side cutoff and fuel easily enough. Combat Engineers working on the munitions here in the north. And we're going to see a sniper making his way to the front lines. Sniper opening is going to be probably pretty strong on this map. Pretty easy to keep it in range and firing at all times, as long as Soviets don't hunt it down with an M3, and neither one of them seems to have any intention of teching this game. Volksgrenadiers are going to take up positions in various buildings. He is getting double teamed over here. Probably won't be able to win an engagement without support. And the sniper is nowhere to be found, just standing up here, so I don't think there's any way that these Volksgrenadiers are going to be able to hold this line against this many conscripts. Doing the best he can in that building, but if his teammate doesn't come help him, probably going to lose that territory. Meanwhile, over here on the right side, fuel and munitions slowly getting captured, but of course the sniper opening is extremely slow to capture territory initially, so the Axis may struggle economically here in the early game. Stern Pioneers making their way into close range against some already wounded conscripts. Stern Pioneers do manage to force 1 retreat, but the Molotov forces them to retreat again. Volksgrenadiers had to leave that building. Sniper also had to retreat, so it looks like the engagement is being lost at pretty much all points of this battlefield. Soviets will continue their advance and harass all territories, including this cutoff, and they'll probably be able to hold it for a while by camping these green cover positions. I don't see any Oberkommando West tech anywhere yet either. Hasn't found an opportunity to set this up anywhere. Going with a 4 Volksgrenadier Corps, who has not actually had an opportunity to tech really yet anyway. Making their way back up the right side, Grenadiers Sniper MG42 will try to push conscripts back. The sniper has only got 4 kills, despite a sniper opening. It's definitely quite slow. I think 4 kills in 4 minutes with a sniper opening on this map is a terrible performance. Has not been keeping that thing firing nearly rapidly enough. And they're paying the price in territory and engagements. Volksgrenadier Blob moving to engage up over here on the left side, has no cover, but should be able to win with superior numbers against this lone squad of conscripts. Demo charge goes down on the cutoff right there. Grenadiers move to take control of this strategic point. And the Soviets currently have a triple cap going against their opponents. And pretty good economic control, having cut off the right side fuel point, or north fuel point, for quite some time. Cutoff only just now getting restored. And it looks like the OKW blob of Volksgrenadiers will fail in its attempt to advance up the left side, sort of. This squad moves on the flank of these conscripts into this yellow cover position. But I'm not sure if they're going to be able to win the engagement at that range. Over here on the right side, combat engineers taking control of the fuel point, and these two conscript squads are going to apply further economic pressure. No tech from either Soviet player yet, but it would be a little bit early unless they were going tier 1. Dene will field guards, having gone guard motor. Nobody else has made a commander selection just yet.
We are taking losses! Contact with enemy infantry! Ready! Man down! We are bleeding, comrade! Conscripts ready and willing!
Heard a demo charge. Didn't kill anything. Sturm, that was a blind detonation, I think. Didn't get swept, I think he just detonated that without vision. And killed nothing. We're actually going to see 2 snipers, apparently. This one is finally caught up, by the way. It's up to 13 kills in 6 minutes, that's pretty good. Double sniper is going pretty hard tier 1. The Soviets' decision not to tech in any way, including no scout car, is going to leave that decision pretty much unpunished. Snipers will probably perform pretty well. And it doesn't they don't have that much protection, just a few floating squads of grenadiers. Flamethrower and an M3 could definitely punish that.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is ours.
There's tier 2. Built that in a very passive location all the way back here in the base. Against guard motor, I guess I could see that. Maybe he's afraid of getting mortared to death if he puts it too far forward right here. But it may be difficult to maintain control of the cutoff. Volksgrenadiers jumping in buildings. Getting brute forced out. Positioned in green cover right here will get overwhelmed by superior numbers of conscripts and guards. Again. Demo charge almost wipes the grenadier squad over here on the right side. They'll be forced to retreat. Will no longer be available to provide vision to the 2 snipers. They do take 2 shots at that conscript squad before backpedaling slightly, waiting for support to arrive from another squad of Grens. Over here, conscripts are setting up in the center victory point, trying to get that captured.
Contact!
And the MG42 right here is trying to hold this line. Conscripts try to get in Molotov range, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. MG34 deployed on this approach will also help set up a crossfire on that squad. I'm going to have to retreat. They do manage to get the Molotov off, though. Late reaction. Very late reaction by that MG42, which might go down almost. There it goes. And conscripts are freely available to try and steal, but under sniper fire, may be too dangerous. They're just going to try and pull back to safety. Allies have not managed to harass this cutoff and fuel much for the last couple of minutes, so the Axis are slowly starting to catch up. Luftwaffe has been chosen by the silencer, giving him access to the MG34, and he'll also be able to field Fallschirmjäger if he can get the manpower together. Grenade toss right there is completely off target, that doesn't hit anything. And it looks like Soviet forces will be forced to retreat completely from the left side, and finally the Axis might get a little territory back over here as well. And the snipers are starting to perform pretty well at this point. 27 kills in 8 minutes is pretty good, even for 2 snipers. That is pretty fast. Pretty fast kill rate, getting a good return on that investment, but they still haven't been able to turn that manpower bleed into territory gain. Only just now starting to get a little bit of territory back, really firmly under their control. We're going to see tier 2 from Dene, and no tech yet from RsvT, who has chosen shock rifle and may just be going straight to call-ins, which his decision to do that will get punished hard by these snipers, especially on this map. Sturm Pioneers retreating. Volksgrenadiers moving up to try to assist against these combat engineers. Get a pretty good grenade off and the squad is wiped. Snipers have finally rotated left to support.
Our opponents are
seizing a sector.
And Hitler Brings the Dope Shit is the only player not to select a commander yet. He has access to Jaeger armor to counter artillery if necessary, but neither player has gone ML20 or B4. Luftwaffe supply could be useful to try and bolster the OKW economy and assault support for the Tiger. So he's got some options. Jaeger armor could be good just for the Elephant on this map. It's an alright tank destroyer.
The bunker is now a field hospital. We are losing a sector.
Yes? Taking small arms fire! I'm an excellent marksman.
Axis seem to be doing a pretty good job of holding their line from this point. Soviets are struggling a little bit. Also spending a decent amount of resources on tech. Their pushes are getting a little weaker. The Axis are slowly growing their map control. Snipers, I don't think have found many opportunities recently, though. Still at 33 kills. We've gotten a few more kills since I last checked. Molotov toss on that machine gun forces a retreat. Stern Pioneers won't be able to win this engagement alone. Kind of a late retreat on that squad. Doing what they can on these conscripts, but they shouldn't wait too much longer to get out of there. There they go. Another MG-34 protecting the retreat path will suppress anything that advances, so you should be able to get away. Grenadiers are available to do minor damage here to an advancing squad of conscripts there, but the snipers continue to be pretty much idle over here on the right side, and they're not contributing in any way. Ooh, rifle grenade wipes that conscript squad, though. Wasn't being monitored. Meanwhile, everything on the left is going to have no choice but to retreat. From shock troops. They're off to a pretty okay start. Vet 1 apparently. They've only got 3 kills, but they must have been inflicting a pretty decent amount of damage. And the left side victory point and cutoff looks like it will maybe fall into Allied control. Oh, never mind. Snipers are here. Katyusha firing. Oh, it's right. Perfectly centered on those snipers, I think. Fortunately, the first salvo didn't get any lucky hits. But the snipers are forced to retreat off the battlefield. And that's going to be a problem the Axis need to try and do something about. Katyusha fired from pretty far back, by the way. I think that's probably quite close to its maximum range, and just hoped for a really lucky spread. You should probably consider moving that up into closer range for a tighter spread and better chance of hitting those snipers. Oh, thanks, Pakars, I love you too.
Structure complete.
Conscripts moving up into short range against these grenadiers right here.
We have a forward structure.
Demo charge on that bunker overwhelms that, and it looks like a huge wave of Soviet infantry is going to force another retreat, take control of the right side cutoff again, and further extend the Soviet economic advantage. At 6 and 8 CPs, column tanks are going to be arriving sort of soon. Not that soon, actually, for Dene, who's going to double up on Katyushas. He's going to delay his own T-3485s significantly with that decision, but I think 2 Katyushas has a pretty good chance of inflicting massive damage, especially on this map. Pretty good chance of that being a very serious problem for the Axis team weapons and snipers if they can get a good lucky barrage off, but he needs to move them up just a little closer, fire from slightly closer range, I think. That would definitely help. Fallschirm Jaeger deployed right here. And the Katyusha is firing somewhere. Firing blind, I guess, in this general area, hoping to get some lucky hits. And again, at very long range. Probably should have moved. I think he just fired blind from maximum range into the fog of war and just prayed for the best. Didn't really get any lucky hits, unfortunately. Early demo charge detonation right there, too. Should have been a little bit more patient on that. It killed only 1 Grenadier model. Snipers moving up over here on the right side. Wipe a squad with LMG Grenadier support. And a very promising Soviet push is getting shut down due to some strange Soviet decisions. Axis will restore control of the right side, cut off in fuel. And the second Katyusha is now on the field, and again firing from way far back. I think blind again. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's aimed at. A stray rocket might hit those Grens. Otherwise, nothing, not really hitting anything. A mine, however, does kill one of the snipers, so nice mine. One sniper down, one to go. Vet 2 sniper with 26 kills. The other one had, I think, around 15 at the point when it died. Grenade toss from those guards, trying to get these machine guns cleared up. Trying to advance back across the left side. Ooh, retreating over a mine. That Volksgrenadier squad very nearly got wiped. Shock troops moving in close on stern piles on the flank of that MG-34. It looks like this engagement is probably lost for the Axis. Maybe. Emergency Fallschirmjäger deployed out of that building to try and assist. There's 2 squads available right here. They can move to assist. Molotov onto the MG-34 forces it to retreat, though. More squads moving up here from the south. They do have green cover. Shock troops might be forced to retreat by those Fallschirmjäger eventually, but I don't know. I can't tell if the Allies are going to take this engagement or not. PTRS is firing at those Fallschirmjäger are a problem. Katyusha also bombarding the area. What? No? Okay, never mind. I think he's fired at maximum range blind at almost every single barrage. I don't know why he keeps doing that. Still, even with the weird Katyusha barrages, the engagement is won. Fallschirmjäger cannot hold the line against this much Allied infantry and are forced to retreat. Over here on the right side, the sniper plus grenadiers taking control of the victory point. We'll get the clock ticking against the Allies. Once again, an RsvT is still half a CP away from his KV-8 if he chooses to go that route. Otherwise, he's going to have to wait a while to get all the way up to double IS-2. Once he has those on the field, though, game's going to get a lot harder for the Axis. We don't have that much hard anti-tank. I'm not sure what that SWS is trying to do. Maybe set up a tier 4 right behind this building, but probably not going to happen while getting double teamed and without much support from the Oster. Shock troops will be forced to retreat right there.
Make it quick. They are coming.
And guards set up in green cover may be very difficult for the Axis to unseat from this point forward. Fallschirmjäger might be able to help if they can get to Vet 1, toss a smoke grenade or something. Katyusha pretty off target again. LMG Grens managed to wipe that squad of conscripts. Ooh, that Katyusha actually did more friendly fire than damage to enemies, I think. One stray rocket hit those guards. A couple squads moving up on the right to try and get the fuel back under control will go somewhat uncountered as the Oster is rotated left to support his teammate.
Guards troops ready for action. Fuck, we've lost a man! A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat. Yes, comrade.
Ooh! Mines plus Katyusha barrage at short range did huge damage. Fallschirmjäger wiped by a KV-8 as well. MG-34s will definitely have to get out of there. And Silencer in that engagement was reduced to not a whole lot of stuff left. 2 MGs, Volksgrenadiers, and Fallschirmjäger. Meanwhile, over here on the right side, there are 2 AT guns available, so KV-8 probably can't get too aggressive. He has not gone double IS-2 KV-8 first before transition to IS-2. Probably get that next based on his resources. Does have the CPs for that now.
Awaiting orders.
Looks like working the left side was probably the right call for the Soviets. Just inflicted huge damage to one of the Axis players here. Katyushas can now rotate right to try and clear out these AT guns and team weapons and other Axis blobs. Axis may find the rest of this game against IS-2s very, very difficult.
Continue with rocket fire.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Panzerfaust on the KV-8 right there.
The enemy still has 300 points. We need to re-establish our supply lines.
Oh my god. Incendiary artillery, even at maximum range, that Katyusha barrage was so much damage. Plus incendiary artillery dealt huge casualties to the Oster. Looks like both AT guns might get cleared here. Machine gun barely surviving despite the flames, apparently. Bios taking back control of the fuel point. The KV-8, once fully repaired, will be almost completely uncountered over here. Although this AT gun actually did get away by a very narrow margin, and these machine guns are protecting against the advancing infantry. With only a tiny shred of health remaining, it looks like Hitler Brings the Dope Shit has gone Jaeger armor and will field an elephant. Hopefully that will help a little bit. Meanwhile, over here, what happened? A mine just blew up underneath this KV-8. Was that a teller mine right there? I think that was a teller mine. Gets engine damage again, and the repairing combat engineers are wiped on that pretty lucky teller mine. AT gun with almost barely any health remaining moves up to try and push away that IS-2. IS-2 working on the machine gun. There is an elephant here, however. Elephant should be able to deter that IS-2's push. Over here on the left side, Tier 4 has been constructed. But even more wipes for Silencer, who's down to only 3 squads left. And the Axis continue to struggle to hold their own cutoff point. And the Katyusha is coming in again. Again at very long range, but it'll succeed in clearing that AT gun, which had barely any HP remaining. Fortunately, the Grenadiers are pretty clear, I think, of that barrage, and are slowly getting back control of the right side cutoff, or north cutoff, and Bios have taken the fuel point. The fuel will start coming in for the Axis. Once again, IS-2 needs some repairs. Both Katyushas are obviously fine. Dene will actually have access, despite having gone double Katyusha, he'll be fielding his Collins pretty soon. And double T-34s is a pretty solid counter to an elephant with AT support this light. Only one AT gun currently on the field. So an IS-2 plus 2 T-34s has a pretty good chance, I think, of taking out that elephant. If more anti-tank doesn't get fielded. Silencer has not made any Raketenwerfers as far as I'm aware. He does have one Panzerschreck. That's only going to do so much. And there's currently only one AT gun, and this could be recruited. But I think those Collins are going to be a pretty serious problem when they do arrive. Guards forced to retreat over here on the right side by LMG Grens and Sniper. This remaining Sniper is up to 37 kills, so it's performing pretty well. Going at about the rate it should be.
AT gun! Grenadiers reinforced!
MG-34 suppresses these squads.
Direct your rocket fire. Stand ready, Catapult. Now, Bowser in the open.
High explosive barrage from a field gun. Try and prevent this from advancing. It's not going to be able to hold this much infantry back. There's not very much over here to defend right now. KV-8's about to be fully repaired. IS-2 still needs some minor repairs. The Katyushas have completely rotated right to start applying pressure on these units, I guess. maybe try and help soften up any defenses in this area. There's the call-ins. They're going to advance hard up the right side and provide vision for those Katyushas. Neither one firing yet. They actually don't have that many kills. 19 between two Katyushas at this stage of the game. It's not amazing, but if they can get the job done of clearing any AT guns, that will definitely help a lot. Wow, huge push by the Soviets right here. Katyusha's coming in on the AT gun. KV-8 trying to get that cleared while the IS-2 flanks marked vehicle from the guard motor player. T-34 is moving in on the flank. Huge coordinated push by all Soviet armor. It looks like this could be the game. The one AT gun got cleared. The Elephant is getting killed. The KV-8 is destroyed. Apparently, GG well played being called. And as predicted, that very light defense was not able to hold the line against this quantity of troops and tanks.
Ready to deploy.
And apparently,
Prepare for action.
I don't know what I think about that. Hitler brings the dope shit. I didn't really feel like Silencer was that much better or worse than you. You're floating 700 manpower. In all fairness, you never recruit this AT gun either. Well, GG. Internal strife on the Axis team. I wonder if the team game chat was like pretty toxic this game. Good thing we can't read that. And now he's dive bombing himself, I guess. Well, I don't think there's anything else to see here. Soviets with a very successful coordinated push there at the end will eliminate all priority targets, take permanent control of the game, and that's definitely going to seal it. GG, Allies win.